Good evening, everybody. It is 10:15. Punch in and welcome to episode 10 of NXT Night Shift. We are officially double digits. We have made it through. I am 1/3 of the Indie Wrestling Guide podcast and live from the set of the short-lived The Pat Sajak Show, which ran from January 1989 to April 1990. I'm Jay Gold, and with me as always, someone who definitely doesn't buy Kratom, the Cheech to my Chong, the Samson Simpson to my Mr. Nice Guy, the Dale Denton to my Saul Silver, the Willie Nelson to my Jerry Garcia. See, it's weed themed. The host of the On the Mark podcast. It's Mr. OTM. It is Kyle.
Jay Gold knows that I appreciate my vitamins, so I definitely appreciated that monologue. And look at us. I appreciate these wonderful track jackets that we have, too.
There we go. And
sharp.
before we get going in the monologue, I want to give a shout out to our friend Jackson Zides. He is the proprietor of 7 Days. It is it's 7 days, and it is a clothing brand that makes a design or a collab for 1 week. It puts it out for 7 days, and then you get it. And he's made us these track jackets, and look at them and weep, people, because they're gorgeous. So before I keep going in my monologue, I just want to wish condolences to our friend Derek Dillinger. His father passed away last week. We saw him at the show at AIW, and the wake was tonight. And all my condolences, and all everybody here on the Main Event Network is wishing you well, my friend. I was out in Cleveland on Friday for the AIW 20th anniversary show.
How was it?
A great time as always. Had a fun chat with our friend Big Sam Hardway Holloway. Hopefully we will see him on the show soon. All I have to tell you, Kyle, is pay attention to Evolve. We have a repackage coming. It took me 9 hours to get home, at which point I ate a giant bag of Taco Bell. Then I fell asleep for 3 hours. Then I woke up and a friend of mine said, "Do you want to go see Sinners?" So I got up and went to see Sinners at 10:15. That is how you grind, people. The next morning I woke up, and remember, the Port Washington Youth Activities girls 4th and 5th grade flag football team had a hectic Sunday night doubleheader this week. We lost the first game 12-0, and we tied the second game 18-18. My girls were in a dogfight. One was smashed to the ground on her face. The other one was slew foot. And my daughter got hit in the face with a football during practice. They're all out to get us, Kyle. We won't play again until 6-1. So the last game of the regular season's coming, and our defense, I feel, is better than it ever was. Main event moves, people. As we say, let's get on the Long Island Railroad. Let's get our tickets at MSG. Let's get ready to beat those lousy Indiana Pacers. Tune into WPIX New York. Let's go live to the great state of Indiana, home of the George Rogers Clark National Historic Park. We are flying on I-95 as we travel across the country to Battleground in a rented 2022 Nissan Rogue, where I got a speeding ticket going 84 to 70 on the interstate in Ohio. Welcome to the Wrestling Road Trip. It is the NXT Night Shift.
I just have multiple questions and comments after that. First question. Yeah. Is this the first time you've been pulled over on a trip to AIW, or has this happened multiple times?
No, I've been doing this now. Great Brown Hope, what's up, brother? I just want to say what's up, and him and Eric Douglas, who are always here.
That's right.
I just want to say I have done this trip now since 2018. I have never even sniffed a cop on the highway, and we've done it. We've probably done it 40 times at this point. This is the first time I've ever seen a cop on the highway. It was 7 a.m. What the hell were they doing? Why were you bothering me at that time?
They got nothing else to do, so they might as well pull your ass over for going 14 over, which is pretty much the standard for me here in Indiana. But speaking of Indiana, you would think I'm a Pacers fan, right?
Right.
No, I don't give a shit about the NBA, but I will side with the Pacers here. So we have a little rivalry, I guess, as Jay Gold's Knicks take on my Indiana Pacers. I am an Indiana Hoosier at heart, so I guess I got that going for me. And I already forgot about the third thing because there was just so much to do. Oh, yeah. No, this is the question. Right. Is the effort at least there from the girls on your football team?
This was the best. The second game was the best game they played. That one of the girls slew foot my wide receiver. Slew foot's for hockey. She went behind her, knocked her down. She had a welt. It was like this big on her leg. And the referee's like, I didn't see anything. She turns around like she's like in the pros, picks up her shorts and goes, "What do you think of this?" And shows the referee the.
How old are these kids?
10, 9, and 10.
Oh,
I was loving
Lord.
it. I'm like, you get them, girls. Like they were all over it. And one of my girls, She's like maybe 4'5". She's a tiny little thing. She got blasted and all you heard was a thud, like her face,
Yeah,
someone else's. She got right back up. I ran out there with an ice
love
pack.
it.
Like, nope, don't need it.
You need that toughness. You need that grittiness. But obviously, if the effort is there, this is 100% on the coaching. So I am full steam ahead on Fire J Gold.
Yeah.
Say it in the comments section with me. Hashtag Fire J Gold. Also, hashtag Main Event 24 because the main event moves just aren't happening here tonight, J Gold.
Yep.
They're happening this Memorial Day weekend because we are going live starting May 23rd, this Friday. For Friday Night SmackDown, Tino and I will be starting things off at 6:55, 5 minutes before SmackDown. You see the graphic on your screen right now. And of course, Jay Gold's going to get involved. You're hanging out with Tim Vicious. What do you guys got planned? Or are you just winging it?
Tim and I are going to probably talk a little bit about SmackDown, I assume. And we will probably discuss a little bit about the pay-per-views that are coming next week as we have also Saturday night's main event. Tim and I might just talk shit. Oh, there we go. I might just talk shit to Tim because he's from Philadelphia, and I fucking hate Philadelphia fans and everything. So we discussed that before. Yeah.
I was going to say, that is something that we have in common because the podcast dad, I don't know if you know that he is a diehard Eagles fan. He makes sure that everybody knows it too when he is on his show. So there is a lot of hostility within the network. But, you know, we got a lot of things going on in that 24-hour stream. It's not just like previewing stuff. There's going to be gaming going on. I think other people are going to make a guest spot. OTM's going to be previewing not one, not two, but 3 PLEs happening this weekend. Yeah. Look at that. We're live for 3 hours. So Jay Gold, every hour is dedicated to a different show. So come hang out with the main event crew this Friday, this Saturday, and make sure you're subscribed because we are live on the Main Event YouTube channel. And once we reach 100, I think Paperclip Mike's got something to give away, so he'll tell you that on his stream.
I think that's awesome. I want to also say I have a friend who is watching for the first time tonight, Matt Johnson. He's a Philly guy. He can go fuck himself too because, that's what I tell him all the time. He's a terrible person, and so are the Phillies. So now that we've covered that, and I will be doing the 7 to 8 a.m. Eastern show. So if you ever liked old morning radio style WFAN from back in the day, if you're from the East Coast, if you're from the middle, I will be doing my own little homage to the early morning Mark Malusa show that used to air before Imus in the Morning in the 90s. I am all on it, and I'm looking forward to it. My daughter may join me. Her friend may join me. I don't care who's on the show. We're gonna have some fun, and we're gonna.
Tino will be there.
Yep, we're gonna make a mess, and I know Tino will be there because Tino's the man. He is the Iron Man of the main event network. So anyway, talking about Iron Man,
that's for Tino, by the way. He's put beer down in my comment section.
Listen, Great Brown Hope. You know what? I like that. That's very funny.
Reminds me of the old school basketball radio host like Whoopi Goldberg and Eddie. I don't know that reference.
You never saw Eddie? You should see that.
No, I've never even heard of it.
She becomes the head coach of the Knicks.
Whoopi?
It's really back then it was awesome. I know you're a youngin'.
No, I'm not a Whoopi Goldberg guy. I got that from my dad. That's like in his top 5 most hated people. She's in probably my top 10.
Right. Well, all right. So let's go. Elliot, hello. That was my nickname. They called me when I played flag football with them. Big Shirley.
You look like a Big Shirley.
Yeah,
like
from What's Happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get it. So let's get going. We go to the parking lot of NXT, and in the parking lot we get Oba and Joe Hendry making their way in, and then and then we get a car. We get a car that comes in, and it's Ricky Saints, and he goes. They're gonna film him going right through. Yes, see Great Brown Hope. Yes, Malik Sealy was in that movie, and probably out of your purview, Kyle. But
no idea, brother. No idea.
St. John's.
Great Brown Hope's only like 2 years older than me, if that. So that's impressive that he's in his bag right now.
Yeah, I'll tell you who knows Malik Sealy. I don't know if he's there yet, but I have I have an idea of a friend of the show who.
I think he is here. So
all right.
Should we bring him in?
We probably should. I mean, normally we get him out of the way early so that I keep the insults to a minimum.
That's fair. So let's bring him in. I think he's calling us right now. We got Stan. Stan from Burlington. What's going on, Stan?
Hi. Me, Stan, from Burlington.
Hi, Stan.
I don't know if you remember me.
Don't.
I was a little worried you guys were going to get to the show. Yeah, that's definitely what I don't want to be here for. So, I guess with NXT Battleground this weekend, everyone referred to tonight's episode as the Go Home Show.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll take things Kyle never gets invited to do on a date for 100, Mr. Jennings.
You're probably right, Stan. Yeah.
Yeah. So I see you guys at the Main Event Network are doing a 24-hour live stream. How ambitious.
Mm-hmm.
This calls to mind the old Labor Day tradition of the Jerry Lewis Telethon from March of Dimes. Except in this case, Jerry's kids are running the show. I see there's going to be a scintillating hour of Tino and the Great Brown Hope. Wow. That sounds like the title of a DEI children's novel. Jay Gold, I see you're giving the team a good 5 hours.
Yeah,
So
doing my
generous.
best.
I mean, what with your busy schedule of anime porn and binge drinking screwball peanut butter vodka? But hey, the stream will be in good hands in those hours.
This sounds very mean tonight, Stan.
Yeah, he's on one.
Yeah,
Speaking of the team,
Oh,
is Mr. Cincinnati there?
he's not here, Stan. No.
he will be on the stream though, Stan. You could
It's
reach
too
him.
bad. I like him. I see the junkies are only doing 2 hours.
Yep.
Well, at least it's clear that he has a life. Hey, I also like Cincinnati. And in light of the big show, I thought I would give a highlight of something that can be enjoyed in Cincinnati 24/7. Kind
Okay.
of like your stream. Well, actually, it's not exactly in Cincinnati. It's just across the Ohio River in Newport, Kentucky.
Oh,
It's the Newport Racing and Gaming Space, a
Okay.
magical casino experience where most days of the week you can play slots and table games from 10 a.m. to 5 a.m. Kyle,
Yeah.
you certainly seem like a betting man.
Sure.
I mean, you have gambled on not totally losing your reputation when you put godless pervert Jay Gold on this network. So,
True. It's very true.
hey, what doesn't belong and why?
Okay, here we go.
What doesn't belong and why? Yeah,
What doesn't belong and why?
yeah.
Okay.
A, Bill Belichick. B, Las Vegas Raiders owner Mark Davis. C, Jay Gold. What doesn't belong and why?
I'm going to go with Bill Belichick on
He is
this
in the
one.
news, Kyle. Yes, but
Yeah, it recently engaged Bill Belichick, by the way.
I would probably say, now you got me stumped, Stan. I would probably say Mark Davis because he's just a weirdo, and I got to stay out of that one.
Well, here's a surprise. You guys are wrong again. While all three are affiliated with football, Bill Belichick is a Hall of Fame coach, Davis is an executive, and Jay Gold is a loser Jet fan and cat wrangler with kids flag football. Only Jay Gold has been banned from an NFL stadium for tapping his foot under a bathroom stall. Okay, gotta go. Bye.
Got your ass.
He went to that one quickly, and the pervert stuff is really starting to
I
hurt
was
my
gonna
feelings,
say,
Stan.
I don't want
All
your
right.
gimmick to be the pervert of main event wrestling.
All right.
Full
Stan,
disclosure,
thank you,
he's
my
not
friend.
that much of a pervert, all right?
He did whoop our ass tonight. I'll give him credit. And he went after Tino. He went after Great Brown Hope. He went after the junkies.
I was gonna say, did you see what the Great Brown Hope said? He said, "Say it to my face, man."
He'll never do it. We saw the
we haven't
great
seen his
Malcolm
face.
Cambridge. Yeah, we saw the great Malcolm Cambridge in Ohio on Friday night, and he said, "When am I ever going to meet Stan? Because Stan is obsessed with Malcolm Cambridge. So who knows?" But anyway, thanks, Stan. Can we get back to our show now?
Yeah, I guess we got to talk about NXT. It's 15 minutes into the show.
Right. I will say that the match we're going to talk about right now, this triple threat, was absolutely dynamite. Javon Evans, Ashanti the Adonis, and Jay Gold's new favorite indie wrestler,
So good.
Sean Legacy. Holy shit, dude. Sean Legacy bumped all over the place for those guys. He was great.
Sean Legacy, dude, that's a guy that caught my eye right away when I started watching Evolve. I think I even tweeted about him once, but I didn't know he had this in him. And we knew what Javon Evans was capable of, and sure, we've seen flashes of Ashanti the Adonis, but like from the very beginning of this match, super fast pace, like nonstop action, dives outside of the ring constantly. And then you get the little involvement of Ricky Saints and Ethan Page. I thought that was a nice little wrinkle of it all, too, that distracted Javon Evans, and he dove on the outside. But for that being a free TV match, that is probably one of the best TV matches we have seen this year. And I'm not just saying in NXT.
And I also have to say, I did not see that coming from Ashanti the Adonis.
Right.
Like that was a hell of a match. Sean Legacy's finisher is dope as hell.
Out of nowhere, he hits that so quick.
Yeah, and everybody bumped for each other. They flew all over the place. The match went, I don't know, 25 minutes, probably.
It was about 20, I think. Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better to open up a show and get people hyped up. I want more of that. That's how NXT got on the map at all their shows, at all their pay-per-views. More of that. Give me more of those guys. Yeah.
No, I was going to say, kind of going off of that is like, I feel like that is what NXT is kind of getting back to doing. And is that creating that underdog? Like, look at Miles Bourne, for example. Miles Bourne going after Obafemi. And now you got Sean Legacy, a guy that's not even technically signed to NXT. He's just an ID prospect. Winning a match on NXT television. This is huge. And this just opens up the floodgates, too, for other WWE ID participants and people that are on Evolve.
I think that they see something in him, and so do I. I mean, I've seen it since.
How could you not?
Yeah, he just catches the eye. And
needs a better theme.
Yeah, well, they all do. Doesn't everybody?
Generic Def Rebel theme number 28.
Don't we need to take Def Rebel outside and put a beating on him and say, "Listen, thanks, but no thanks." You know,
Def Rebel's gonna go from doing WWE theme songs to just doing our intro and outro to Night Shift. Well, we'd hire them at least.
We still need one. If anybody's out there wants to help us with a fun intro or outro, help us out. You want to write it? Yeah, slide into our DMs. Talk to us. We would love the help. After that, we get a management meeting, I like to call it. It was Ava and what's her face and what's his face from Evolve. Oh my God, I didn't write it down, and I'm sorry. Who is the English
Stevie chick? Turner,
right? Stevie Turner and what's his
Robert
face?
Stone.
Robert Stone. There it is. So you know what, Robbie E. I was going to call him, but yes,
yeah,
that's
I remember
him.
those days.
Yeah, those were good days in TNA also.
Well, I watched TNA for like 2 months, and that was the 2 months that I witnessed when Robbie E was there.
You got it at the good time, Mr. Pectacular and Robbie E.
Yep, I was there for that. Yep, I was there.
Those were fun days.
Beer Money, yeah.
Beer Money was awesome, man. Holy shit. Oh, we had last week on Indie Wrestling Guide, we had Ohio Ronin on, and their trainer was the Wildcat Chris Harris.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so if you listened to the show last week, I made a comment also about showing up on ECW in shape and not messing up your shot. And I don't know if that went over well with them. So, it happens.
No soldier, but hey,
right.
It happens.
Well, and then we get from the management meeting to Ava giving our two LFG folks contracts. The girl, she's an Olympic
Tyra
athlete.
May Steele. Yeah.
She's an Olympic athlete, right?
Gold medalist. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I knew she looked familiar. So we went from there. What's his name was giving them saying he was going to make an impact. Who's the other one? I don't watch LFG, so I'm trying to
I'm blanking on it right now. And Jasper Troy. Jasper Troy.
You can't be a world champion with the name Jasper. I'm just saying.
Dude, that dude's legit though. Like I've been watching. I told you I watched LFG, and Booker saw something in him right away. He was on Team Booker for the entire competition. And he's the one that stood out because he knows how to genuinely work the big man style, but he's also explosive. And you saw it when he attacked Obafemi.
We'll get to that in a minute, but I am still not sold on the name Jasper to be a champion.
I mean, it's not intimidating, right?
No, it really isn't. And unless unless he's in your face. If you're like, you know what, fuck Jasper, and then he shows up and you're like, you know what, nope, I made a mistake. That could be how he goes out. Yeah. So then we get a Jordan Grace vignette, and I thought that was very well done. I had no problems with that. If that's how you're going to hype up the match, and we after the Jordan Grace one, we get Lola Vice and Fatal Influence or whatever.
Ooh, I love this
arguing backstage, and my girl, the queen of the trios, JC Jane. It looks like they're going to be turning on each other.
Oh yeah,
and you know what? I'm okay with that. Maybe it's her time to get on her own or start her own faction of 3. You never know.
The main roster could use a Fatal Attraction. I just combined Toxic Attraction.
Right, I like it. Yes, they could use the main roster. Use a trio.
They're going to do that now. Fatal Attraction is going to make their debut, led by JC Jane, and she's going to have 2 randoms. Yeah, it's just the evolution. But the match followed this segment, right?
No, it did not. First, Trick came out and did his rap. And I will say this, okay?
It's not good.
No, but you know what was awesome? Booker T on comedy.
Yeah, ad-libs.
I was sitting there chuckling to myself. I'm like, you can't be chuckling to yourself like this. Like, I was all alone downstairs watching. I'm like, Booker T, God bless you. You saved the whole segment for me. Him making
Did you
all
notice all night that the commentary was just like on one? Like they were just making
they
each
were
other
unhinged.
laugh?
Yes,
it was
they were
hilarious.
unhinged the whole night. It was great. It was great.
We need more of that.
Yes, that's where you should do it. Like when you want to be uptight and whatever, you can listen to the Indie Wrestling Guide or OTM. When you want to be loose and you want it to be like Booker T on NXT, you come on to the Night Shift and then you get Booker T.
There's your
NXT.
vibes right there. But honestly, I think that the NXT commentary team now with Corey Graves could be one of the best commentary teams out there right now.
Well, Vic Joseph is a Cleveland guy, and everybody loves him, and they all know him out there. And
he's fantastic.
God bless him, because he does a really good job, and he has that vibe of youth.
Yes,
and
he's hip with the times.
Yeah, he's perfect for them. So then we come out of that, and we go to a match between Sean Spears and Josh Briggs, and I have right here, Josh Briggs got a commercial box intro. And I was like, what the hell?
Josh Briggs, I kind of feel bad for the guy. He's just been thrown into shitty situation after shitty situation. He's not really bad.
Well, he's not really good either. But
wasn't he a former ROH champion?
What?
Back in the day?
Was he?
Yeah, I think he was. I know how people are, and I know how the internet is. If you're an ROH champion, you must have been a really good wrestler.
Hold
I think.
on. Yeah.
And maybe the chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Josh Briggs is a former ROH champion. Unless I'm thinking of a different championship.
Josh Briggs, it looks like I don't have it.
Maybe I'm wrong. I could be making that up, guys.
Yeah, you could. Wait a minute.
I'm telling you. It's
he's been in ROH. You're right. Yep, he was in ROH.
There you go.
He was in
but
Noah.
He was never champion?
I don't see it, but I do see he was in ROH.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe he was never champion.
Anyway, well, he's boring, and the culling is whatever, and
the entrance is cool though. The culling.
Yeah, and Spears gets the steal for the win, and you know what? It would be silly if he lost because you got to give the guy some kind of he needs some kind of role here because he's not otherwise he's going to be spinning and the culling's not going to be taken seriously. So somebody's got to get it.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to stack up wins and add that credibility, like you just said.
Great Brown Hope gave us the some info. He got the JBL endorsement, and they dropped the ball on it, so that's true.
I'm not a JBL guy, so that doesn't mean anything to me.
yeah, no, it doesn't mean either. And then, by the way, I'm ready for it. The culling is beating up Josh Briggs, and who the hell comes to the rescue, Kyle?
Honk, honk. I didn't even know what their theme song was. That's how bad theme songs are. Like when the music hit, I genuinely thought it was Sol Ruka coming in for the save, which we will get to Sol Ruka, trust me, or at least I will. But yeah, Hank and Tank, I guess, came for the save. The Hank and Tank moment was cool. Yeah. And now we're getting Fraxium on the main roster, and they're getting big wins, which is also cool.
Yep.
But I still don't think Hank and Tank have capitalized on that momentum from when they won at Stanford.
Definitely not, and that's the problem with it. And maybe you agree with me or not, but that's the problem with all face booking champions because the chase is what matters. The title doesn't matter at that point, right?
Correct.
Yes, you're right, Great Brown Hope. And one of the worst problems, and it's endemic to all wrestling.
Every company,
even AIW, Philly Marino Experience was chasing to infinity and beyond for like 2 years. They finally won the belts, and then it's like, now what do you do? So I feel like this is another one of those examples. They finally got the belts. Fraxium was one of those face teams that kept the titles that everybody cared when they had the belts. Nobody cared. Nobody was like,
they were must see.
Right. You had to see them when they had the belt.
Tank aren't must see. That's just the difference right there.
That's correct. And
they're entertaining. They're a good laugh, but they're not serious. You had a serious angle for when they beat Fraxium, but once again, what did you do after that? Absolutely
nothing. And there's the
nothing.
problem. That's right. There's the problem. So we go from that to a backstage bit with Zarya and Kelani Jordan and Sol Ruka, and that leads to a Chase U backstage vignette of the guys getting themselves revved up, and I like that. Those two idiots are going to be great for Chase U. I really like what they got going on there.
This is why it never should have ended, because it just works. You could put any two stupid guys into the group, and it'll work.
Right, and it'll work. And
it's entertainment.
Brogan Finley's making it work. Him and the other guy
He's funny.
They're good together. They are really good together.
Was that Brogan Finley was his name in the Indies, right?
That's Fit Finley's son. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's his real son.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay,
Yeah,
well
that's
that
why
makes
he's
sense
Logan
why
Finley.
he's in WWE. Yeah.
That's Billy Starks' man right there.
Okay, I knew that, but I
Yeah.
did not know there was a relation with Fit.
That's correct. Yep.
That,
And so
that checks out.
yeah, we go to another vignette of Thea and Tatum Paxley. That's Tatum Paxley, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thea trying to talk down
The
Tatum
consonants generator.
Consonant generator. That's correct.
Yeah.
And then Miss Parker just blasts Thea in the face.
Right in the face.
And says to Tatum, like, I'm here for you. Then she goes, no, I'm not. She's like, she's like, this is stupid. She gets up and walks away. God bless her. I love that kind of stuff.
Thea and Tatum could work.
Yeah.
I mean,
Miss Parker works with everybody, too, so I'm fine with it.
She's like the Swiss Army knife of the NXT women's division right now. You could put Jada Parker into any program, and people are going to be interested in it.
Yeah, and she just has that aura.
The it factor.
Yeah, and you need aura. So, and then we go from that to the Chase U OTM match. The big guys.
OTM.
I agree. Fuck it all over the place.
I honestly am not a fan of theirs, and it has nothing to do with the fact that they have the same initials as my podcast, but they're two big dudes. Well, other than that, what are they?
Yeah, but Booker T made me like it because he goes, yeah, out of the mud, man. I love that shit.
Well, anytime Booker T does anything, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
You either hate Booker T or you love Booker T. It's very similar to Pat McAfee.
Oh, no.
Yes, it is.
Pat McAfee is so polarizing. I don't think Booker T is that polarizing. I think you either think he stinks or not. But Pat McAfee, people hate.
Well, the only reason Pat McAfee is polarizing is because he's an outsider that liked pro wrestling and came into the pro wrestling world. It's the only reason. People don't like outsiders. That's why they don't like Logan Paul and other things. I'm not going to get into those other things on here.
Yeah, but they embraced. There's few people that they've embraced, and I think Booker T is. It's not that he's polarizing. I think you either think it's like I don't need this. Yeah.
We're talking about the game show.
Yes, that's what this show's about. It's the game show, not about the wrestling we're talking about. I think you're either like, yeah, Booker T is awesome, or you're like, it's just too silly for me.
Not
it's
my cup of tea.
Yeah, Pat McAfee is polarizing. Like I know people who are like, fuck you and Pat McAfee.
Oh yeah, Ray Brown Hope's one of them.
Yeah, I love Pat McAfee.
And one of your co-hosts, I think, is one of them too. I saw the Discord. But hey, we all like who we like. We dislike who we dislike.
Yeah, so we get out of that and we go to this Miles Bourne and Oba Femi promo. And can I say this? It was really good. It was really good. Like, Pete, what do you mean?
It's not believable. It's not believable to me.
P-Man, what are we talking about? Not outsiders. OTM. Out of the mud.
I don't know what outsiders is either.
I don't know, Pete. What are you talking about? All right. Anyway, I have here that I really enjoyed Oba Femi's. I really enjoyed his promo. And I love Miles Bourne's type of deal. I just liked it. It just worked for me.
The only reason I didn't like it is just because I don't believe in Miles Bourne after that promo.
Well, but that's why.
Because Oba cut such a good promo.
Right, but that's why I like it so much. I love Oba. I love a man who's like, you're
outsiders to mud.
If Oba, when Oba talks and he's like, I am the war maker, like I am the ruler, like you just go, yeah, fuck yeah, you are, dude.
Yeah, like, you're just sitting there nodding your head like this. You're like,
yeah, everything you're saying is 100% believable, and you're gonna.
That's why I don't like it. Yeah, and it's nothing against Miles Bourne because we've spoken his praises. Yeah, he just got eaten alive in that segment because Oba Femi is levels above everybody else.
Yeah, I like how he was like, we're not talking about your disability. I'm just gonna kill you, basically, and I love shit like that. Like
he'll have a lot more disabilities after the match.
Right.
That's what they should have been the line. That's
a great line, actually. That is a great fucking line. Yes.
Put it on a T-shirt.
Yes. Oh yeah, that'll go over well.
And it'll ship 3 months to you.
Right. Not if you put it on Brainbusters. We got to do this anyway.
I will get to it. We're planning so much other shit on the Main Event Wrestling Network. Once we get some downtime, which after this 24-hour stream, I know I said after WrestleMania we would have some downtime, but. After this 24-hour stream, we'll have a little bit. This is an
aggressive stream, people. I'm just telling you that this is going to be aggressive. You're going to, after
it's
this,
a lot.
You're either going to love the Main Event Wrestling Network or you're going to have your fill after all that time. So I'm just saying.
Regardless, you're going to know about the Main Event Wrestling Network.
You're going to know about it starting this week, and it's going to be everywhere. And
Dude, they already know. Like,
give them the
people
hashtag again.
At that independent wrestling show, like, somebody came up to me and acknowledged the network. He's like, hey, I love what you're doing with the wrestling network. Good stuff.
What's the hashtag again?
Main event 24. Get it trending, baby.
Get it.
Let's go.
Trending. So I gotta say though, so during this promo, the kid from LFG came in and gave Oba his finisher
Jasper
or whatever.
Troy, baby.
I wrote, way to go, kid. Like, not bad. Like,
make an impact.
Yeah, that's good stuff. It wasn't cheesy. It made sense. Anytime you take a shot at the king, I like it. Like, it's not just him coming out and like beating up 4 jobbers out of nowhere, and you're like, all right, he came in. He went right after Obafemi. Like, that's how you get over. Good stuff.
Sometimes it's just keep it simple, stupid. And then you have less time to fuck things up, too, if you're just hitting one big power slam to someone.
Yep.
You know, if this is your debut, make an impact, leave, and make them question who that guy is that just took out Obafemi.
Yep.
That was well done.
But then you have Obafemi, who's like, got right back up.
I was like, whoo!
Right. And then Miles Bourne, he wouldn't take his hand. But anyway, we go to the back. Yeah, come on, man. We go to the back and we get my favorites, Ricky Saints and Ethan Page at a big long table arguing with each other, and Ava losing her fucking mind. She's yelling at these two. Yeah, she finally understands her character. I love that she understands her character. She does not have to wrestle. But my only problem is they made it for next week and not the pay-per-view. Like,
yeah, you could have left the D'Angelo shit off of the pay-per-view.
Yeah, what are we doing? Yeah,
or that isn't there like a 6-man with the Hank and Tank and
yes, that's the What are we
leave
doing?
that one off and put that on NXT?
Yeah, you got a whole pay-per-view weekend. Like,
you are going head to head with Double or Nothing. I know you're not going to get a lot of people to choose, Battleground over Double or Nothing if they are a fan of both companies, but you want to put your best up against them.
Well, you get it for free on Peacock, and you pay $70 on Triller, or whatever that other. They're supposed it's on YouTube and all sorts of stuff. So,
no, Mike, nothing going on this weekend. You missed it. We talked about it so much at the beginning of the show.
It ended already. That's how much we talked about it. It's already
that we spent 15 minutes plugging everything, which, by the way, Mike will be giving away something once we hit 100 subscribers. So.
We only need 5 more. So if you're listening,
wait, we're at 95?
Yeah. And if you haven't looked, it's your thing.
I'm busy.
Listen, if you are watching tonight, come on, just subscribe. Just hit subscribe in the YouTube. Give it to us. We want to get you more content, and the dumber you people are joining us, the dumber content we can
You really do have to be dumb to pay attention to this channel.
Anyway, let's get to the match. Lola Vice and a very long commercial to get Fallon Henley to come out. And, the Mega Powers exploded on this one as JC Jane and Fallon are now at each other's throats because Fallon lost this match to Lola Vice. Lola Vice, who is kind of floating in that I forgot about you world, and that sucks, because she looked good tonight.
That is true, but I also think she has finally reached her final form. Like, the entire presentation, I think everything is there. It's just now attaching that rocket to Lola Vice, because she looks like a star, she acts like a star. In the ring, she's getting better. And like Booker T always says, give me some of that Cholula green. Because this matchup was great. And we talked about Fallon Henley last week and how consistent she is. This match was more proof of that. Because she had a great match with Lola Vice, who doesn't have a lot of experience. And I don't care for the dissension between JC and Fallon. Like you said, just break them up and let's move on. But I really, really enjoyed this match. Like, the women's division continues to prove why they're so good.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're going to need to. So I'm trying to think of the right metaphor. How about this?
Oh, metaphor too soon.
You're trying to drive a Maserati through the Grand Central Parkway in New York. So there's so much traffic. And it is impossible to get around it. And that is what Lola Vice is right now. She is a fast car in a bumper-to-bumper traffic. There is zero room for her in the division. That's
main roster right now. That's where she should be. Because like the Great Brown Hope said, they really want Lola Vice to happen They wasted her momentum after beating both Shayna and Natalya in NXT Underground. He's right. Those are big wins. Well,
Yeah.
Shayna's not in the company anymore, unfortunately,
Right.
but
Well,
it's still a big win.
They're
It's
big wins,
win.
and there's no place to go. And Great Brown Hope, I have to disagree. I think this is going to be for JC Jane's turn. Fallon Henley had the North American title. I think it's time for JC Jane. I think I'm Dunsky with old Fallon Henley and the Continent crew. So
well, Fallon can go to the main roster too. I know I'm sending a lot of people up right now because there's not a lot of room, but I think like Fallon's pretty much done. She's all she really can do in NXT. Like I don't see her being an NXT Women's Champion. She's not at that level.
Well, so this is the problem now. Where do you send somebody like that? Look at the Raw and SmackDown roster and tell me where she would fit in. There is no room. There is no room. None.
The mid-card scene is all taken up. Yeah.
There is zero. They don't even. SmackDown's on for 3 hours. They don't even give you 3 women's matches. They give you 2 on a good night. So
they really give you more than 5 matches.
Yeah. So you're gonna have a lot of trouble.
Sorry.
Great Brown Hope's got what he likes. You know?
I know. I liked NXT Shayna. She's on my Mount Rushmore for female talent.
Absolutely. Her, Asuka.
Sasha, and Bailey.
Yes, that's about right. Yeah. So then after that match, we go to some more Tony D, where we're getting more. It's getting more intense. And as I said to you last week, if nobody bleeds, this is going to be dumb. That's all I'm going to say, and we're going to say it tonight because this is our go home show leading up to what is it called? Battleground.
NXT Battleground, which I will be
Battleground.
Talking about on the stream, and I think you will too. You might talk about it.
Yeah. And I think that this is where if this match doesn't deliver, I think everyone is going to get off of
pull the plug.
That's it. Like it's over.
Yeah.
Unless
this
these
doesn't
guys
work,
right, they better be bleeding everywhere. Like I'm just saying. I know. I'm just saying.
I bet he overcooks spaghetti. Tony D probably does overcook spaghetti. Now that's a T-shirt. That could be
right.
Tony D'Angelo's overcooked SpaghettiOs. Wear it to the next NXT.
That would be amazing. I would do anything to get down there with that shirt.
And with a SpaghettiO on it. You got to get the SpaghettiO
with
on.
With a frowny face. A frowny face SpaghettiO. Like
idea guys over here at the Main Event Wrestling.
This is what we do. We just throw ideas out and everybody kind of builds a comedy pyramid with it. That's what I'm talking about.
They aren't all going to stick, brother. That's for damn sure.
Well, you got to build it. You got to climb the mountain. Anyway, the next match we have is coming up is Zarya and Jordan and Kehlani Jordan, but we get a really good Dark State vignette, and I was very, very happy with it. Yeah,
everybody looked good, even Cutler James, and I like how they all talked about somebody else. Like they were hyping up their other member. They weren't giving an intro or a biography of themselves.
Right.
That makes it seem more like a collective unit, which I can appreciate.
And in that setting, you were able to control. You didn't need a live mic, and it controlled how the vignette was going to play out, and I like that better for them right now. I didn't like them outside.
Shield vibes to it.
Yeah, but I don't like them outside where they were like, "Yeah, now you're gonna get it." But no, good.
Shaking the camera.
Right. Yeah. Give them a script and let them run with it for a little bit, and let them work out their other issues somewhere along the line. But this was perfect.
Notice who talked first.
Yeah, my dude, Saquon Sugar.
Mm-hmm.
He is. Mark our words, everybody who watches this show. He is the guy. He is going to be. I'm telling you, this dude is the guy. The other guys are really big and whatever. But I'm telling you, he can talk. He can wrestle.
He's the whole package.
Yeah,
Deion Lennox, I think, could be the breakout star just because he looks the part. But Saquon's on the map right now. And then the Cutler James would probably be the one where I think has the most work to do in that group.
And Cutler James is what? An
LFG guy.
LFG guy. Okay. How did he get out of LFG so fast?
He didn't even have to earn the contract. He just got put in a dark state.
Right.
See?
How did that happen?
I don't know. Because trust me, on LFG, he was not good. And I'm hoping he can become good. Team Bubba Ray. He replaced Sexy BJ Ray, who's the very controversial
the guy who hurt his shoulder?
Yep.
Okay.
But that guy's actually kind of money. Like, he's just a chicken shit douchebag, but it works.
And all those guys are going to get NXT contracts anyway. Like that girl
100%.
who does the Shane Mercer.
Xena, Sterling's going to get
it.
Bailey's going to get it, for sure. I mean,
right.
They all probably are under contract. They're just not verbally under contract.
They have to be, right? They have to be. All right, then we're going to go into this Zarya and Kehlani Jordan match. And every time I watch Zarya, I love her more and more. So yes, I have a problem. Yes, I love her. She is just the greatest. Like, I love the presentation. I like what she does. She's a little bit more. If you called her the Juggernaut over Jordan Grace, I would believe you more.
Believable.
Yes,
Yeah.
she looks like the Juggernaut. Like she is all sorts of wide and muscular, and like will kick your ass. And her intro too. The introduction they gave her is
I was gonna say, I think the presentation for her helps. Definitely, like it
helps her a lot. I would like
a
to
true
know how
Juggernaut.
hard it is to sleep with those braids in your hair all the time, because sometimes, by the way, without having hair, like you would know, I fall into these weird TikTok holes, and there are some videos of dudes getting braids, and they can't even move. Their heads are like so tight that they're like scratching at their heads, and I'm like, how do people do this? Like,
doesn't sound enjoyable.
My daughter wears her hair down. She never puts it up. I'm like, why? She goes, because it hurts.
Work.
Yeah, it hurts, she says. And I don't want my head to hurt.
No.
There's nothing here for them to braid. I mean, they can
not
try,
much. There's not much going on there.
I'm holding on to a lost civilization, like George Costanza used to say. Whatever is left of this ruined, Anyway, and then after that, so Kelani Jordan won, and now she's going to wrestle Sol Ruca again.
I was going to say, do we really got to do this match again? But then I'm wondering if they're actually going to split these two that soon, but it just seems way too soon. Like you said, Zaruka works. Like those two together is so cool. And also, I got to make a comment. Sol Ruca, thank you for your presence tonight. That's all I got.
Yeah.
She just looked great tonight. That's all I got.
She sure did. And yeah.
That's the PG way of saying it.
Yeah, and I just don't need Kelani Jordan getting another shot. Like you have so many women who
she needs to climb.
Yeah, you need more. There's so many women ready for that North American title shot on NXT. There's so many, and
it's a crowded division.
Yes, and that's the other issue. That's where Lola Vice falls in. It's crowded. She's stuck in traffic.
Jada too. Jada's kind of
Miss Parker, who by the way, I think they did her damage putting her into that title scene as quickly as they did whatever that show was. It was WrestleMania week, right? Yeah, there was zero reason for her to be kind of pushed into that scene. So
yeah, I agree with the Great Brown Hope too. Got to keep them together.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. It's got to be. They got to stay together. We need more vignettes of them throwing axes and goofing off together. It's good. I like. They
need to go. Surfing. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yes,
that would be funny.
Take them surfing. Yeah, that's a good.
That's gonna happen. There you go. Free shit for you, Shawn Michaels.
Right there you go, NXT writers. You can have all of this for free as long as
you can hire us too. I mean, we'll leave our jobs right now.
Right, we'd be more than happy to do this for you, paying wise.
Just match at least match what I was making. Selling alcohol.
We'll do a weekly. You pay us weekly. You want us to do it every day? We'll do it every day. It doesn't matter.
Just slide in our DMs right down.
Right. Find our account online. It's
and don't look at the NXT logo.
Oh yeah, we didn't steal anything. That's none of that. Anyway, let's get to the finale. The Ray and Eddie fought each other. Yes. No, I agree there too. Yeah.
Remember that.
But see, Great Brown Hope, the Ray and Eddie stuff, that lightning in a bottle, you can it'll never be captured ever again. Yeah, Eddie Guerrero, and for anybody who's young on the watching, let me tell you something. Go back and watch Eddie Guerrero if you ever want. There is nobody who fits in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and the 2020s. Eddie Guerrero would have fit in every single era, and it's his presentation. It was his moveset. It was everything. He literally can fit every. If you put him now, if he was in his 40s and you put him into a feud for the against Jey Uso, you would have some of the best stuff you have ever seen, and it is a goddamn shame. But you know what? He left his mark and he did great. But yes, I agree with you. But Ruka and Zarya, yeah, I mean, I think they need to fight each other for that title, and then maybe.
Eventually
stay together, but instead of breaking them up, what a novel idea. They stay together.
Yeah, just have them be the friendship that works.
Right,
have them be the success story.
Right, you don't need to separate them like that. Yeah. You could just do it like that.
They could go to the main roster together. That's how much chemistry I see between these two women.
So here's the question: who's got the women's tag titles? See what I mean?
Who does?
Right, I don't know.
You don't know?
I can't think of it.
Somebody help us out.
Who's got the women's tag titles? Come on, somebody in the comments, help us.
Oh my God, who? Oh, Liv and Raquel, because Liv's been filming a movie, so that's why we didn't know.
Oh, is that where they are?
They wanted, yeah, Liv's filming the movie. Yeah.
I hate that. I heard she was finished. She did.
Why, you hate that because you didn't get the movie booking like the last time you got from Spielberg, you jackass?
We all listen. We're in
Yeah,
the business. Listen, when you're in the business like me, and you go for roles, and sometimes other people get them, and that's just the best I can do. So, anyway, let's go to the finale.
PTO.
Like Kyle did, and I made him come back to work.
Yeah, I didn't get 30 days like Liv though.
Definitely
I got a week.
Not. Yeah, and barely, because
Bullshit.
I wasn't even happy about it. I had to put in an employee relations claim on that one. Anyway, we're gonna go to the finale. Joe Hendry set up in the middle of the ring, and he's gonna give us a little concert. And I'm not a huge fan of the dueling concerts. It's fine. I don't need any more concerts. Like
the Joe Hendry one was better than the Trick one, but I agree with you. It's like
it wasn't because Booker T didn't jump in on the Joe Hendry one.
You're right though. They're overdoing them. It's like they should just be an occasional thing for a special feud. And this is a special feud. I'm not sitting here downplaying this because this is the first time the TNA title is going to ever be defended on WWE television. The TNA World Heavyweight title.
I do think after this, you got to get Joe Hendry to cool off a bit because I don't think there's. I don't think
I do too.
I don't think I think I've had enough for a bit. Like it was great. The WrestleMania thing was amazing. And then
he
came
much
here.
Right now?
Yeah, it's too much. It is.
I agree. I'm like I
like Joe
believe.
Hendry.
Yeah, we believe in Joe Hendry over here,
Yeah.
but like you don't want to shove somebody. Look at Roman Reigns, for example. For 5 years, they were shoving Roman in your face. You gotta like Roman. You're gonna love Roman.
Yeah.
And if you keep doing that with Joe Hendry, eventually they're gonna turn on him. And I don't know how that crowd's gonna react either, because it's an NXT pay-per-view. It's a TNA World Title. You would think the NXT fans are going to cheer for their NXT superstar, right?
No, I don't. I think when you take, so this is one of the positives when you take NXT on the road, you get indie wrestling fans who go to these type of shows and do their thing. I literally think that
Joe needs the backing. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's great, and I think that you're going to see probably a 50-50 or a little more leaning to Joe Hendry because of Trick being so kind of like such a dick, right now. So who knows? I don't know. They keep stressing, the first time an NXT title is going to be on the pay-per-view. I'm assuming Joe Hendry is going to win.
I would too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not like super excited for it. Even I feel like I should be, and I don't know why. And is it Joe Hendry fatigue?
Yes.
Maybe that's it. Because I'm
like
not like it
the way
doesn't feel like a main event.
Yeah, it's the way I felt when I saw Thor: Love and Thunder. I wasn't that excited about it, and it turned out to be a stinker. So
yeah,
I'm hoping
maybe they'll prove us wrong.
Yeah. All right. Joe Hendry coming back at WrestleMania was like the Thunderbolts. It gave me like a boost. But now I'm kind of tired of Joe Hendry, and I got to be honest, I'm tired of Trick Williams. I am.
Oh, I like Trick right now.
He needs a little bit of a repackaging. I don't mind
That's
it.
Fair. Leader of Dark State's gone now. He ain't that.
Unless
he is now. We find out here in the main event.
Right, I was going to say, unless at the pay-per-view you're going to get
Dark State cost Joe Hendry the TNA title. Uh-oh. Did Jay Gold just book the main event of NXT Battleground?
I don't like it if that's the case. I don't want to see Joe
shenanigans
TNA,
for the TNA title.
If you're TNA, you're not going to let that happen. Oh yeah, take our title. Yeah.
I agree.
Well, and then you're like, listen, Trick, we're going to punish you. You're going to Access Television, and you're going to be on TNA for the next 2 months.
He's already been on All American, so he's used to the mediocre television stations.
Well,
I think All American's on the CW, which is what NXT is on. So I just bashed NXT in the process. Collateral damage.
Yes, you did. Yes, and our show, our brand that we're trying to get full-time
hired by.
For. Yeah. Anyway, so that was the show, and you know what? It was a very good show, and I enjoyed it very much. And honestly, I'm excited for Battleground. And I think before we go, we should give one more giant plug for the 24-hour stream. So
let's chat about it, guys. Yeah. You're going to see it pop up on the screen right now, live for 24 hours this weekend, Memorial Day weekend. May 23rd, it starts at 6:55 Central, 5 minutes before Friday Night SmackDown. Come hang out with Tino and myself and maybe the Wrestling Junkies, who knows. And then right after SmackDown is live, Jay Gold's taking over with our boy, Tim Vicious. They will be live for 2 hours, and then you can see we got plenty of things on the agenda for Saturday because there's not one, not two, but 3 pay-per-views / PLEs this weekend. So we're going to have a lot to talk about on that stream. So make sure you're following us at mainevent_net and subscribe while you're here too. If you're enjoying NXT Night Shift, we are live every night, 9:15 Central, 10:15 Eastern after NXT, and we are on the road to 100 subscribers, my friend, and we're going to get there this weekend. We are going to make it happen.
Hell yeah. And if you can, tomorrow, Thursday, listen to the Indie Wrestling Guide. We did a review of AIW's 20th anniversary show.
I will listen. I'm off.
Yeah, we did.
No OTM on Thursday.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah.
So I can listen.
It's an aggressive week. So
it's basically a 3-hour podcast on Saturday. So yeah, why have another one?
Kick off your 24-hour stream with the Indie Wrestling Guide on Thursday.
Pre-show.
Go right into Friday. Listen to some AIW review. We talk all about that show. And it was a wild one. We had a really good time out there. Check us out. And we're working on some more merch. So if you like what you see and you think it's cool, just DM us and say, hey, I think we should have more stuff made. I can get a bunch of these made for us, and you guys can walk around with our names on the back and everything else. They say our names on the back, it's just in case. But
it does.
Yeah, it does. We have cool stuff. Kyle and I have cool stuff. The OTM guys have cool stuff. The Indie Wrestling Guides. We have a lot of good logos and graphic designers, everybody who did stuff. So check it out. Kyle, I think our shift is over, but we got a long shift coming. So
we do. So if you want to see more of Jay Gold and myself, like I said, we are live this weekend at mainevent_net. So make sure you give us a follow as well at NXT Night Shift so you can keep up to date with the night shift. And we will see you guys next week for episode 11. See you then.
See y'all.